Right, it's that time of year again where it's Combi Care by BWT water filter replacement. It's been in since, it's been in a year, I think. So it says September, I'm pretty sure I did it earlier than that. But anyway, there it is. So we know what we need to do because I've done previous videos. So the water's been taken off at the mains. Right, there we go. So let's see how much water comes out of this again now. I actually had an issue with this. Can we see okay? This screw here is not the original. It actually, the original one seemed to just round out. Now I was always very careful, but yeah, it didn't seem to screw down properly. Didn't make a nice seal, so I had to put a different one in. So that was a bit of a pain. Now I was, oh there we go, you can see it's, yeah, it's, the seal looks a bit mashed. Okay, now I did contact BWT and they were good enough to send me a replacement. Get the box. So yeah, I contacted them last year when it happened and they did send me a replacement screw and the washer. So that was pretty cool. So I might replace that as well. It makes sense for me to do that, wouldn't it? So yeah, that was nice. Just contacted them and within a few days they sent that out. So yeah, so pressure seems to be off. Great. That's that one. Next one is this one here. Get this one out. Doesn't need to go all the way, remember. Just needs to come out enough to allow you to rotate this. So a little bit more. You can make out the locking screw there. Look, as I'm bringing that up. That should be enough. And there we go. We can fully turn that now to take it to the unlocked position. And then probably need two hands for this. Let's put you down. All right. This is always the bit I don't really like because you have to be quite brutal with this, and I don't like doing that with plumbing. God. I'm going to take this ring off. You just peel that out the way, look. That's all that does. It's got a split in there so you can do that at any time. It's coming. Right, so water's coming out now because as you release the washers, you can see a lot of water's coming out now, so to be expected, and that might do that for a little while. Oh, there we go, look. So there we are. So that's going to be dripping for a little bit. Really depends on how well your stopcock works. So yeah, a used one does not rattle. And we do have good O-rings, which is fantastic because sometimes they do get mashed up in the install process, but they seem to have survived. So that's cool. And I'm going to keep those as spares, as we've mentioned before. And because it's been on a year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip this bit off and see how the hole is, the two holes. There's a couple of holes in input and in output, and we'll see if they are blocked. Get my beastie spanner, get on here around here somewhere, and he just fits this one. So righty tighty, lefty loosey. There we go. I didn't do it too hard, didn't do it too tight last time because we do have rubber O-rings. So it does provide a seal. There we go. Right. Well, there we are. You can see it definitely does build up on the old lime scale. Let me just wipe my hands. Okay, have a look at that. So it's been in a year, and that does look quite built up, doesn't it? And you see that there's supposed to be a hole in the middle and one at the top. I mean, there still is, but over time that's going to restrict. And when you do the replacement of the cartridge, it doesn't really tell you to do this and do any maintenance on that. And we're looking for this piece. Yeah, you can make out in there, there's definitely a lot of white limescale, or kind of a mixture of the polyphosphate, whatever it's called. You can see there's even a layer on there, look. So I'm going to clean it up. In fact, there's supposed to be 2 holes in there. I'm sure there's supposed to be 2. Because it goes in and comes out of that same... okay, yeah. I don't know if you can make out, look, in the middle there, just in the middle of the hole, you can actually see it's beginning to be restricted. It's probably 50% restricted. Just in there, look. So either limescale or whatever contents is in this cylinder has made up a bit of a crust. Just like stalactites and stalagmites, they kind of, you know, build up over time. And look at that, that has actually restricted the flow. And I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be another hole in here somewhere, because it comes in and goes straight back out the same pipe. So I'm going to have to find out where those are. We'll have a look at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak that elbow in some citric acid. It's really good for cleaning limescale. So there it is. I kept some water back for this very purpose. So I'm going to leave that in there, let that soak in a bit, and hopefully it'll clean up some of that limescale and make it nice and shiny again. Okay, I've got a tiny drill bit here. I'm just going to put it into here and scrape away any bits of build-up. Got to be careful, don't want to score the metal. Cool, that top one, yeah, that top one has definitely got some in there. So I would say efficiency is down for sure. Cool. Yeah. It'd be nice if this was user replaceable. There needs to be some sort of a piece where you can remove all this easily without having to undo the compression fittings. Because, yeah, that's definitely some build up here. Where the, I think the water comes out of here first, mixes in, and then goes back out of this small one at the top. So you do want that to work, and you know, that's blocked. And this has been a year. So, well, I'm going to continue doing this while the elbow soaks. I'm sure this is fascinating for you, but let's see if I can just clean this a little bit. Okie dokie. Right, you can see what's going on here. So my lovely citric acid has eaten away at some of this limescale. And look at here, where we couldn't see earlier, a little hole has been revealed. Let me just get a drill bit. Just there, look. Now that is completely blocked. And I could even see that hole because there was a ring of this limescale or whatever this is. That hole there, completely blocked. So water could come in. Comes in through there. I need a slightly smaller one. There you go, look. But water could not come out mixed with the polyphosphate, food grade polyphosphate. So look, that's completely blocked. And that's happened in 1 year. So replacing these cartridges is futile unless you do a bit extra maintenance and get these holes unblocked. So that would lead into there. I think I've tried to show this before, but it's very difficult because it's so dark. But in there, that top hole would lead into there as a channel. So it comes in, mixes, and then goes back out, and then it's supposed to exit through that tiny hole there and then filter in with your water, but that's clearly not been happening. So you do really need to rip these off and give it a proper clean before you replace the cartridges, and that's been a year. So okay, my work continues. Right, I've given it a good clean up, and you can see it looks a lot better, much more cleaner. And this hole at the top, that now allows this drill bit to go quite a way in. Actually, that wasn't doing that. Look at that. If I just put my fingers there, and that's gone in that much, so it obviously goes in quite a way back, and it wasn't doing that. So I had to just keep on gently persuading the drill bit in, just to get that all the way in. I think we've got a slightly larger one here. Yeah, there we go, look. So, you know, goes in at least that much. So if yours isn't doing that, potentially you've got a blockage. So I'm a lot happier now that that top one is unblocked. The bottom one looks a lot better. That also goes in at least, yeah, it goes in that much. So that's the depth. Top one, yeah, it goes in. No, I'm pushing that, pushing it all the way in. It's going right to the backstop. So make sure your tiny drill bit, what's that, a couple of inch? Make sure it goes all the way in. Wow, that is completely blocked. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Gonna need my stronger piece. Well, that's obviously been blocked for a little while then. Oops, sorry. So the bottom has started to clean up quite nicely. Look, can you see all this just flaking off? So that's quite nice. But this channel here, this top one, this one's alright. I can see the drill. Oh, there we go. You can see the drill bit. Look, there we go. See that? Make that out. Perfect. Right down to the pressure relief valve. But this one here, this top hole, that is seriously blocked. So you could be replacing that cartridge for years and years and it wouldn't be doing a thing, because unless you've got an input and an output, you know, it's not going to mix, is it? So I'm having to use this tiny drill bit. Is it a mil or something? A couple of mil and a half? Does it even say? 1.5 mil this is. I'm trying to drill this, and it is working. Look, you're getting through it. Look at that. Can you see that on the end of my drill bit? There we go. Look. Sure. Now, you know, I've been recommended these by plumbers, which is fine, but you'd think they'd have a better solution than that, because that's just rubbish, isn't it? You know, for that to be a weakness, and you pay £30 for a cartridge, you faithfully replace it, but it couldn't do anything at all because it can't breathe effectively. So I'll have to get it. There we go. We're through. We're finally through. Look, it's just gone through. So. To be fair, I don't think I did it this detailed last year. So, need a bit longer. Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it now. There we go. There we go. Look. Can you see that? That drill bit has just gone through there. Gonna need some pliers to get that out now, but at least it's come through now, look. Right, this is what it should look like if we stick it in the water butt. There we go, look, we've got two distinct streams. See that there, look? If that's not happening, can't be feeding water, can it? There we go. So, confident this bit is all good. Let's get this back on. Okie doke. There we go. That's pretty clean. We've seen the drill bits go straight in on both. Very little left on that limescale remnants. So I'm pretty happy with that now. Both O-rings are in. Let's screw it back up. Get it back in place. Get the new unit on. And relax. So that's the next stage. Right, new one on. There we go. Looks good. These are fine. They are looking okie dokie. Be nice and square. There we go. Make sure it's right up. A little click there. And then you can turn that fully anti-clockwise until this pin just sits there nicely. So, and that is basically in position. We just need to put our little locking ring in like so. That just stops you moving it fully out. Okay. Right. Now it's time for the water to go on. How are we doing? A lot of water came in. Oh, obviously all the pipes were empty. So, how are we doing? Yeah, it's nice and dry up there, isn't it? So, no crazy leaks. So that's basically it. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty good. So I'll leave that to settle for the next hour or two before I put the washing machine back and all that business. Just keep an eye on it. But that's job done. So just goes to show you need to do that bit of maintenance. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope it helps. Cheers. Bye.